somebody has decided to be kind of underfoot. I don't like it when you're that close to my chair because I can run you over. Specifically tail fluff, like getting under wheels of chairs. Sylvester had that problem too. I was getting ready to record and then she just did that, so now you get to look at her do her thing. She's the cute one anyway. The thing I wanted to talk about slash question I wanted to ask is about family, because I have an extended family. I do not have grandparents. I've never, beyond having one grandmother when I was single digits, and I didn't really have interactions with her beyond age 5 because she moved to live with a different one of her children instead of my mother. But my parents both have siblings. I do not. But most of those I've maybe seen once, and under very specific circumstances, meaning one of their parents had died, or their mothers, actually. Most of my mom's siblings, I either only ever saw, didn't really interact with, when her mom died. And my dad's siblings, save for his shitty brother, I had never seen at all, except I think some of them were around when his mom was getting there. So I really, and I have like scores of cousins. My mom was the youngest of 12 and my dad was in the middle of 6. I have scores of cousins, most of whom I've never met. And most of the ones I have met, I haven't really interacted with since we were small. There are very limited exceptions. My mom's oldest sister is the one who I have interacted with as an adult. And her daughter has actually called me earlier, was my mom's best friend because they grew up together, because the oldest girl out of a family of 12 kids and the youngest, there was a big enough age gap there. Yes, you're looking at me. Fine. They get to look at you. But, so, while I have the extended family, we were never close, and anything that involved, like, interacting with or gatherings of extended family, I have no context for, or any real concept of how that works, because it was never a thing. Family traditions weren't a thing, except things we came up with. And we didn't really bother with that. Most of those things take money, which we've never had. So, grandparents and extended family stuff, people often talk about it like everybody has that and knows what it's like, and no. I have people that I'm related to that I don't care to know. The little I may or may not know about them gives me reason to not want to bother inviting them into my life. And I am nearly 40, and if they haven't tried to by now, they have no inclination to, which also says it's not worth my time if they didn't think I was worth theirs. So I don't really have connection to most of the people I am related to. That's not a bad thing, it's just apparently not the norm. But that's just the way it is. But I do wonder what other people's experiences are like, simply because fucking allergies. Because I don't have any real experience with that stuff. Yeah, now you're just twitching your tail and staring at me. Good for you. So, yeah, that. Don't really know how to frame that into a succinct question. But I guess just, do you have family that you interact with? Do you have traditions with them? How does that even work? Is that something that you feel obligated to have because you're related to them? Because a lot of the family we didn't interact with, even when I was little, was because they were just shitty and didn't want to be involved in their, meaning my parents' lives or mine. So I don't want shitty people invited into my life. So that's fine. I'd rather have people that choose to be involved in my life, rather than ones that feel some sense of obligation because of somebody that we're both related to had sex or something. That it's not that I don't get the evolutionary purpose of it, but there's plenty of reasons to not want to bother with people that you happen to be related to. And the idea of people feeling obligated to people who are shitty to them bugs me. And I do see it, because there's a lot of people who have parents or other family members that are just outright abusive, but there's that societal bullshit sense of obligation. You owe them nothing. They brought you into the world and then decided to be shitty about it. None of that's their fault. But having not grown up in an environment where family ties really meant much, probably impacted how easily I can say, if they're shitty, just ditch them. There are practicalities involved in, if you live with them, you can't do a whole lot about that. They also get legal ability to invade your life in ways that you don't necessarily want and that are hard to remove. But yeah, families are weird. Whether or not you have them, just the whole concept and how it's handled and how people interact with them, the whole thing is weird. From a personal and sociological angle. But yeah, because I actually talked to one of the few people I'm related to that I talked to today, it came to mind that, oh yeah, family plays a much bigger part in a lot of people's lives, and I have no idea what that's like. So, if you have something about any of that whole process that you can speak to or contextualize or whatever, feel free to share. It's just weird and is on my mind because it came up. We are almost done with the month. I have a leave the house for a thing tomorrow. Because I haven't gone to that pantry this month. And tomorrow is the last Wednesday of the month. It's open on Wednesdays. So to get this month's box, I gotta go do that. Yeah. The cat keeps looking at me funny. The fish was out earlier too. I didn't get any video or anything, but the fish was actually out and puttering around. The fish is a yo-yo loach named Yo-Yo Ma. I'm not overly inventive with names. Oh, there you are. You are out. Sniffing around because I put food out. Yo-Yo Ma is a bashful fish. If I move, I suspect that... I don't actually know if yo-yo loaches are sexually dimorphic, like the mollies that I had a while back, however many years ago now. I could tell the difference because there's a visual difference, at least once they get beyond a certain age. But I have no idea about yo-yo loaches. And also, being a bashful fish, I'm not sure if I'd be able to see any distinctive features to be able to tell one way or the other anyway. But the fishy's been out and about today, which is nice when that happens because since they're in that tank alone and are generally bashful, I do worry about how they're doing, but saying it just kind of puttering around, going after food or whatever, is nice to see that, okay, you are actually doing all right. You're just shy and like holing up in your big old log cave thing. And the cat's still staring at me. But, yeah, okay, that's enough.